welcome to Bad Assets.
Yay!
Yeah! Woo!
A Bunkers and Badass podcast. Let's jump right into it. We're going to do something a little bit different today with the Badass Facts. We're going to dive into some of our favorites. Why don't we go ahead and start with Ashley. Go ahead and give us your archetype, your class, and your favorite taste.
My favorite taste. Okay, well, I'm Ashley and I play Dove, and I have a companion named Duck Norris. I'm a hunter elementalist. My favorite taste is Dove is all the different berries in the woods when I'm out scavenging. Duck likes to eat dead things. Most of the time it's eyeballs of deceased animals or people, just depending on what he runs upon.
The forbidden berries.
Connoisseur.
The forbidden berries. Awesome.
I think those
awesome.
are different berries.
Up next, we have Brian, who, of course, is speaking up now. Brian?
Hey, I'm Brian. I voice Bruno Albero. And I guess for Bruno's favorite taste is he's in line with the tradition of a lot of his people back on his home planet, is a big fan of pasta and, like, say, a good pesto sauce or something.
Fancy.
Absolutely.
We'll go ahead and keep going, and we'll jump in with Davey.
Hi, I'm Davey. I play Hermes Flay Gillock, who is a guardian necromancer. And his favorite food is... He's a chef, so, like, you know, he's always making really fancy foods for other people. So when it actually comes to him just eating, it's a classic slice of pizza. Like, he'll put weird stuff on it, like, you know, anchovies and pineapple or, you know, body parts or whatever. But, yeah, it's honestly just classic pizza.
Fair. Well, Julia.
I'm Julia. I play Penumbra. Penumbra is an enforcer gunzerker, and Penumbra's favorite taste is a big glass of vodka, which is, you know, a little bit of juice or a cider or something, just a little bit, like 98% alcohol, and then the rest of it is just anything else.
Just a splash. That's all it needs.
Yeah.
I am Jay. I am the Nomad, as an enforcer berserker. And his favorite tastes are things that Kit makes. We've been hanging out for a little bit. I'm into things that Kit and Haramis make. So that's what I'm going to go with. The runner-up was blood. So I'm going to take the Kit and Haramis one. All right. And I don't think he'll be giving us a favorite taste fact, but RBM Ian.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'm the bunker master for this adventure, and Jay is 100% incorrect. I'm going to tell you my favorite taste, which is I love to grill a cheese. I like when you grill a cheese and you have, you know, the grilled cheese taste, and you put
Cheese
that
of the
in
grilled
the face hole.
variety.
Yes, cheese
You
of the
have a
grilled
favorite
variety.
Grill
cheese?
me a cheese.
What kind of cheese?
I mean, it's got to be just those crappy slices, right? Like, something that they put in them is just better than anything else. Like, you could have super fancy cheese in there, and it's just not as good.
Just recently, speaking of grilled cheese, I actually tried out a new recipe for grilled cheese, and what it was is that, like, you process aged cheddar with, I think it was brie cheese, and then you added in some chopped up shallot onions in it with and mix that up in there, and then you use what was it? It was butter and Dijon mustard to coat the sides of the bread that would be touching the grill, and then you just, like, grill it like 7 minutes on each side, and it was really good.
God. Oh,
Haramis
that
is over
sounds
here.
great.
Haramis is over here just going,
About to hit the
writing
nut
stuff
button.
down.
That sounds
we're
awesome.
having different reactions, because to me, it sounds like you ruined that grilled cheese like 6 times in a row.
Okay. So I used to live near Norfolk, Virginia. So I got to shout out this place. It's called the Grilled Cheese Bistro. It's in downtown Norfolk. And oh my God, they make the best goddamn grilled cheeses I have ever had. Like, they're full sandwiches. You can get just a regular, you know, a classic grilled cheese like Ian's talking about. But they make, like, you can get fresh pulled brisket and, like, get it in this grilled cheese. And they're huge. I mean, like, they're the size of a book.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't believe it. It's really hard to find because it's like a super small hole in the wall. Only seats like 20 people. But if you can find Grilled Cheese Bistro in Norfolk, you will kiss the ground upon which I walk.
That makes me remember back before I was vegetarian, my brother and we had to go to Indianapolis for work, and the state fair was going on, and there was this booth that they did bacon wrapped grilled cheese that was like deep fried.
Ooh, that sounds
Yeah.
a lot.
Now that you could do. That's an addition. That's an extra. Yeah.
There's
That's
two kinds
elevated.
of tongues in this world. High road.
So before we just fully start a different podcast, why don't we continue with this one?
Good plan.
So last time we left off, our group had just run into their very first mimic. It's tried to take a bite out of the nomad, and like he was a fucking grilled cheese,
Son of a bitch.
and almost succeeded. But thankfully, you rallied together and were able to mess it up something good. And you decided that was a perfect time to kind of stop the adventure for the day and hunker down and cook some mimic tongue, some mimic meat. And it's going to be the next day. But why don't we get into it?
Dawn the next day.
Yeah, it is the next morning. You are up kind of early. Nothing really crazy happening in the night because, like I said, this little alcove area was it was very good, very defensible position. So you didn't really have to worry about anyone sneaking up on you, except for maybe other mimics. But there didn't seem to be any.
That's a nice change of pace.
So you have, obviously, your shields are back. You get your health back also. If you're down health, which I'm assuming some of you still are.
Actually, at the end of that fight, I had just got my health back up. So awesome.
But you are recovered and ready to take on another day. So what would you like to do?
What were the different things that we were exploring towards last session?
Oh, the blood trail.
Right, there was a blood trail.
The blood trail was the other way.
And you decided not to follow that. You came back this route instead, where you run into this mimic and the alcove. And the main thing that you saw on your travel forward that was blocking your progress was this giant dwarven door, which needed 3 blood fruit to open.
This path doesn't go any further beyond this alcove, right?
No, this is sort of like the edge of anything where there's a path, right? Like it is all just deep forest beyond it.
Okay. Then
Speaking of the blood fruit door, did anyone actually grab any blood fruit? I know that I tried one, but I didn't, or no, excuse me, Nomad tried one.
we
No.
did not come across any of the blood fruit. Nomad only tried the blood that was on the ground.
Yeah, that was regular blood.
Oh, you ate blood that was on the ground? Okay.
Well, I wanted to know if it was fruit juice. I don't know what we're doing out here.
Which, Agnes, if you have
I
any
like trying
spare
things.
garlic, it'd be much appreciated.
I'm
And
adventurous.
somehow, for just licking straight blood, had less of a reaction than you did to your own food, Hermes.
Oh, I mean, I'm eating who knows what. This stuff doesn't even have a name. It just looks maybe edible.
Dubious, you might say?
Yeah, dubious indeed.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's how some of the best meals were made. The best meals were made, you know. They're like, well, this looks like it might be edible.
Yeah, like who do you reckon was the first person that was like, goose liver, I'm going to eat this big nasty green bit. Yeah,
That might have
get
been
it.
me. I don't know.
wah wah.
All right.
Well, since we entered stage right, maybe we should exit stage left? Or is there anything to our south here?
there's only, you said there's really only one exit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to go back the way we came.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, back to the blood trail.
Yes, which will take you close or back over to the dwarven door and the blood trail leading further south.
All right. So we make our way back to the blood trail.
Sounds good to me.
Climb up this fucking hill.
Oh, man. I just realized I'm running low on Brasso metal polish. That thing bit the shit out of my arm.
So you're heading to the blood trail?
Yes.
Okay, so as you're walking back, you have some little bit of time. It's kind of a walk to go over whatever, talk about things, whatever you want to do. We have a bit of a break here as you get back over there. Dove, I will say that Duck Norris is acting a little solemn, I would say. Maybe not his normal self. And you get the feeling that from what you've seen of the woods and their hostility towards you, it is very unlike what you know of when you think of nature. Like when you think of nature, you think of this, bright, hopeful presence. But for
Explorative.
some reason, yeah, for some reason, this area is the nature is aggressive and it is against you, and that's starting to weigh on you a little.
Okay.
Could we do like an insight check to see if there's any signs of why that would be the case? Like if there's something more to it beyond just, oh, we're just in this location. Like, do we feel like any kind of presence or something that might be affecting us?
Sure. Yeah, I would say that out of the 5, / 6 of you, counting Duck Norris, Dove would be the one that would be able to get a good read on it,
Okay.
or like have the thought to maybe roll an insight check to kind of see. So if you want to give me an insight check, Dove.
Yep. Go ahead. 10.
So you're not 100% sure, but you do know that this feeling it's kind of coming from that direction that you were heading with like the blood trail and everything. Like whatever is happening, you are heading towards it. And since your ultimate goal is to find the queen, and you know of this handsome sorcerer who's kind of been spoken of to be behind all of this, you're thinking that it's probably sorcery, right? You're thinking it's probably this something magical is draining the hope from the forest and leaving nothing but violent trees. And I mean, mimics are always angry, but angrier mimics.
All right.
So you head towards the path with the blood on it, and obviously you're being very careful. You're not rushing forward. And the first thing that you see are rough and splintered cabers lashed together, turn this region of cleared forest into a maze of narrow barricades. A small number of orc warriors carry about their work, fortifying their defenses. You seem to have stumbled across a camp of orc bandits. If you're looking for blood fruit, you're going to have to get inside somehow.
Inside the forest?
So you see,
With
the first thing that
barricades?
you see is the barricades, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And the barricades are narrowing the path to you, and you can see campfire in the early morning with orcs of different types sitting around it. You see the exits on the east and west are blocked by these or sort of lashed together barricades, these chopped down husked trees that have just been turned into sticks that are just violently jetting out to block passage. I will say that you are all probably still in the forest areas. You aren't necessarily on the path, so I'll move you off of the path for now. But directly to your south, you see that the way isn't blocked by barricades, it is more blocked by these giant tree roots that have sort of spread across the path. But if there was going to be blood fruit, it would have to be growing on these giant trees. So that seems like where you need to get to.
That's pretty logical.
Kind of see there are a few dangers in the way.
So
And these guys are clearly hostile.
Yes, they're early morning. Some of them are awake. Some of them are still kind of groggy and laying there loudly snoring. You have the ones that are like making the fire or whatever. They're just like pulling meat off of whatever bone they found, and the blood trails are leading directly to where that campfire is. So whatever it was that was bleeding has definitely now been cooked and eaten.
I mean, yeah, we did that with a mimic yesterday. Speaking of which, are there leftovers?
Yeah, well, let's do a show of hands. Everyone say aye if they ate the mimic meat.
Oh yeah,
I did.
Nay?
No.
I probably did.
So yeah, there's leftovers. There's about half. Yeah, you have some base of the tongue left, and and more like fillet sized pieces that you cooked.
All right. Well, do we go loud, friendly, or sneaky?
so I think there's a few different paths here.
I was thinking a little combination of loud and sneaky. You know, Maddie, you have the invisibility potion. Yes.
Oh, that's Hermes.
Oh, Aramis, you have that.
I was hanging on to it.
So I was thinking along the lines is that, Maddie, you have a rocket launcher, though, correct?
That I do. Yeah.
They are all clustered together around the campfire. If we could give Maddie the invisibility potion, he could get himself into a firing position around over to where this cluster of trees is at, it should give you a decent shot at a grouping of them. Dove, you could also get into a prime sniping position as well, since you seem to be so adept at being able to sneak. The rest of us can come in from the path, and we should be able to eventually create a kill box on these bandits.
Now, I was going to say maybe have someone who has a little bit more keen eyes take a look at those barrels.
Yeah.
Or what do we got here?
Can I insight check those barrels to see if I can come up with what's inside of those?
Yes, I will say, Dove, you can from your side, and then everyone on the side that's closest to the barrels can also make an insight check. So Hermes, Nomad, Penumbra can also make insight checks because you're just closer to it.
Dove rolled a 12.
Apparently, Duck Norris rolled a 12.
It was Duck Norris.
Oh, well.
Duck Norris, what does
still
your
fine.
hawk eye see?
Oh, because I'm clicked on Duck. My bad.
It's all good.
I'm not feeling very insightful.
Penumbra
Oh,
rolled a 20.
Penumbra. Yes.
Oh, I guess.
I want to roll too. Yeah, I did so.
So everyone but Hermes can kind of tell. What are you doing, Bruno?
Well,
You're too far
I'm
away.
behind this fucking
I want
build
to
'em up
be
thing.
along.
It's all right.
wanted-
Bruno can tell that they're barrels.
Yes, Bruno, you have the distinct feeling that you were looking at barrels. Davey, you are kind of going like, "What barrels?" as you're trying to jump over the pointy barricade without stabbing yourself in the neck.
I can't see. You'll have to toss me.
But the
Wait,
rest of you
that's
can
an
see. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, let me just tell you what's in the barrels
No,
first, and then
please,
you make your
please.
decision.
What's in the
So as
barrels?
you can see next to the campfire, there are two rather large barrels that have sort of whatever was in them is sort of leaking out of the top and a little bit out of the sides, and you can see that they have a distinct like flame logo on them. So you come to believe that these are incendiary barrels that are very hazardously placed around their campfire.
Now, I think we have some great ideas. I think a good idea could be just to pick up one of these barrels and throw it at that fire.
Like Donkey Kong?
Yeah.
that
sounds
could
sweet.
be Penumbra's role.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all cut out what's in the barrels?
Fire.
Fire liquid.
Yep.
I don't think it's fire, but I believe it's things that are very flammable.
Okay.
Yeah, like a flammable liquid.
Or inflammable.
How do you feel
I'm
about
not- All right, I'm not suggesting that we necessarily do this, but a lot
How
of
attaches
things that are
everyone to their
flammable are
eyebrows?
alcohol, right?
Oh my god. I have an idea. Alright, so same idea as what I had from earlier. But instead of Penumbra chucking the barrel at them, she chucks it over top of them. And Nomad, you fire a rocket launcher at the barrel while it's in the air, dousing all of them in incendiary liquid.
The burning boar could probably help with that too. Insurance
Exactly.
policy.
Yeah, I don't know about an explosion on something that's flammable. That seems like it isn't going to douse them. It's just going to create a fireball.
But it will rain fire. I don't know.
It would rain fire.
I mean, there's a second barrel if that doesn't work, and someone can just shoot that.
Well, I was thinking maybe we could get someone a little more sneaky in there to grab that barrel and do it before they noticed, rather than just running in and going loud. Surprise them with the explosion, and then, go from there.
I could probably sneak over and take one of them, at least this one, the one closest to what looks to be this little fenced area, and then sneak back into the woods with it so that I have it at least. I don't know that I'd be the best to chuck it, but I could probably sneak and take it for us.
Yeah, because you can kind of tell, like, it from experience with barrels in the past and things exploding around you, you all would kind of know that basically if one of those barrels goes up and it's close to the other one, that other barrel is also going to go up.
Right.
So if you make a big enough explosion, it will also explode that other barrel to make an even bigger explosion.
Okay.
But what would you like to do? Gonna push you for a plan.
Do you want me to sneak in and take it? I mean, I do get a +5 on sneak checks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
But wait, that's a sneak check.
Yeah, you would need to roll an interact to pick it up
Okay.
on top of being sneaky.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Would I be able to... I would have to sneak if I were to move into a different position, like Bruno was suggesting, right?
Well, that
Yeah, I'm
would
gonna
be
say you're
where-
probably like another square back from where you are, and there's cover, so you could be on either side of the forest floor at this point where they won't see you. It's just if you move any further, then that's when you're gonna have to start sneaking around because you'll be in their vision.
I'm gonna move over to the other side then to start.
Yeah, why don't you try sneaking in there, grabbing that barrel, and then
Yeah, so I'm literally 2 squares above that first barrel, furthest away, not the one next to the earthy orc. So can I go ahead and use? It would technically be just the regular sneak, so my insider to sneak in and try to take that.
Yes,
And
yeah.
then
So you do a
sneak
sneak
back into
check
the
to not be
woods.
seen, and then an interact check to pick it up.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll my sneak. 7.
Did you put on your +5?
I did not. Let me. Yep, thank you. So let me go
I
ahead.
mean that's
and
12.
So 12, yeah.
Yeah, but thankfully a 12. A 12 is good for now. It's very early. The ones that are
Thank you,
up aren't really
Haramis.
paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
And the other ones are sleeping, so they're not all looking in your direction yet. They're not ready to guard anything. They're just doing their morning rituals of eating and then probably pooping in a bush.
Hopefully not this bush. Bruno, check your shoes.
It's going to set a reminder here that they head towards that bush when they need to poop. So yeah, so you can move up. They don't see
Okay.
you, and now I need you to roll an interact check to pick up the barrel.
Okay. Roll a 16.
16 is good. You pick up the barrel. It's heavier than you expected it to be. It is filled to the top with whatever that flammable-ish liquid is. So what would you like to do now that you have it?
I'm gonna bring it back with me. I mean, I'm not gonna stand here and just hold it like some psychopath.
As you say that, in front of you, you see there is no less than 2 orcs that are just standing there holding barrels behind their head. Like one of them is holding it behind his head. One of them's like leaning on it and like sitting on it. But there's 2. Both of the orc bushwhackers also have barrels with some sort of something in them.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna drag it back into the woods with me, so we at least have it back here with us.
Okay. It's part of the picture, so I can't technically move it,
That's
but
fine.
you have done that.
All right. And Dove relays
We
this
own this
information.
one. Yeah, and I let everybody know that I brought it back with me. So whether
Well,
you guys
more
want to use it now to throw it and shoot it or whatever, we have it.
more interested in what's going on with the bushwhacker orcs because you were in a great position to fire through multiple barrels and possibly people at one time.
That would be fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's true. So,
What's
I mean, you're still in a good position.
what's the range on the? I don't like this term. It sounds really weird. The splashback, though. If I were to shoot through them, how far? I don't like the term.
So splash is normally all adjacent squares. So that barrel that you picked up would have been able to get any of these squares that are around it, but that one's back with you now. So now the only splash it was from here, which won't
here.
reach you where you are currently.
I'm thinking
So can
that
I use my burning boar?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that should be one of the things that kick off. Maybe have Penumbra chuck that barrel, right in this area, getting everything around it. Dove, you shoot straight through, that shy bushwhacker 2 at the very end, shooting through all of them, trying to hit the barrels or, whatever you see fit.
Throw the barrel
then
onto the campfire.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. And then the other 3 of us can kind of do what we see fit. I mean, like you said, I have a rocket launcher, and I'm not sure if you guys want to get into a position or anything like that. I think that's a pretty solid idea.
I think once it blows up, I would just move in after
Okay.
with the SMG. Just,
Okay.
Anyone else? Any other ideas?
No, I'm good to take that shot straight through with the burning boar.
Penumbra, how are you feeling about throwing that barrel?
I mean, depends how heavy it is, but I'll try.
Slightly
I
heavier
believe
than a
in you.
grenade, but Penumbra, what is your strength, your damage stat?
7.
I think you'll be okay.
What if Noban and Penumbra throw the barrel together?
that would make sense.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could throw the barrel.
Yeah, you both. I think either of you could throw it. I think Penumbra has a good chance to throw it. She has basically the strength mod determines how far you can throw something accurately. So you have about 3 squares of accuracy to get it to where you want it to go. Any further than that, and you're going to have to roll to make sure it lands where you want. But I think let's see, if you go 1, 2, if you move 1 space forward out of the forest, you'll be able to make that throw.
Yeah, I think we all kind of move out at the same time. Chuck the barrel. Dove, take your shot. Perfect.
Okay.
How'd you do that?
And immediately after this, there's going to be an initiative happening, but because they still don't see you, you have the drop on them. So we're going to let this play out. Which one of you two would like to go first? Or would you just like to have it happen simultaneously?
I
You
mean,
know-
if we want to create a big explosion at once between the both of us, I am good with that.
Hey, Bruno,
Let's see.
you see that loot on the far side?
I do.
You think that bubble could pick up that loot?
Yeah,
Just in
but I-
case. There might be some
think,
explosions. I don't want to burn anything. That could potentially be valuable to us.
I don't think that we would be able to move it in the bubble, as we've established.
Oh, no, not move it. Just hold
hold
it
it.
so it doesn't
Well,
get damaged.
it's outside of the splash range.
Well,
If
not
this
if
guy's
that
sitting on
bushwhacker
one?
down here has a barrel.
Yeah, because he's sitting on a barrel.
Oh, he's sitting on the barrel.
Yeah, we're looking at a potential chain reaction situation.
Uh,
Okay. I wasn't really doing shit anyway. What if I drank that invisibility potion and snuck over here? And
Yeah.
if they notice me, like, just shoot. Like, whatever. I'll be
yeah,
fine.
there we go. I'm okay with that.
Okay,
good.
so
Of course
You're
you
okay
are,
with it, I'm
Bruno.
okay
You're
with
like, I don't want to be the only one that's died so far.
Well, I was thinking along the lines that we save the face lock for one of these orcs who will soon be immolated.
Immolated? Yeah.
Immolated. Yes.
and you know that he's saying the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, is that still consistent?
Yeah,
I figured
he's
it was
still-
off because he was going to bed.
That's a few
Well,
hours today. so
24
that's, I think.
hours. Let's say 24 hours. Let's do a
Oh,
full day.
nice. We still got you for a half a day, son. How do you feel about that?
I don't know how to feel on that.
Okay.
He's always
fair
been
enough.
truthful with me.
Whatever. Guy's being honest. All right.
So, Hermes, your plan is to drink the invisibility potion and run down and grab the chest that's right directly underneath where their camp is.
Yes. So I would probably kind of like go out a little bit so they don't hear me and then come back in, pick the chest, and then head south so I don't get caught in the explosion. If they notice me, though, the team is going to just act.
Okay.
Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Sure.
Awesome.
So, can I do this? Did it work?
Yeah.
I can't
Did.
see me.
Oh, you can't see you?
Holy
That's
shit,
a
where'd he go?
problem.
Yeah, no, he's gone.
Where'd it go?
Oops.
Just a little dot.
There you go.
Fucking apparated.
Holy
That's
shit,
hilarious.
he's back.
What the fuck? Oh!
So you drink the invisibility potion. Your movement is insane, right? You can move like 6 spaces per turn.
Yeah, I think so. It's
Damn.
pretty wild.
Yeah. So you'll get there in one movement. And then where would you like to head once you have it? Well, I'm going to make you make an interact check while you get there.
Of
Or
course.
when you get there.
So, I mean, I would interact, and then I'm gonna try to like go maybe 5 or 6 squares. over here to
Literally
the left.
anywhere aside from there.
Yeah, I just don't
think
want to be
we'll
in
fine.
splash and still have an angle. So I guess I would come out like right here.
Yeah. You can see there are the spike barricades surrounding that chest also, because it's kind of like that's how they protect it during the night.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever's in there is important to them. So you're going to have to kind of dodge and weave your way in, avoid the spikes, and then carry it as silently as possible and get out of there. So go
Oh, I
ahead.
can't loot it right there,
Um,
or do I carry the chest? It's up to you.
I'm going to make that up to you. If you loot it, you'll have to roll a sneak check because that might be a loud process.
All right, fuck it. Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll move down our 6 spaces, get to the chest, and yeah, we'll go ahead, sneak, and try to loot it at the same time.
Okay, so roll a sneak check first.
That's a discouraging sound. Ooh, we
Yeah.
rolled a 5.
Ooh.
I can spend badass tokens to increase that roll, though, correct?
Yes.
Cool. I currently have 8. I think I will spend
How many did
6.
you have before the last episode? You had, because you spent 5 last episode too.
I had like 13. I keep getting involved in badass moves because people want to throw my little ass for some reason.
Uh-huh.
That's fair.
It pays to be a bowling ball. Yeah,
Okay.
so I will spend 7 of my 8 and go to 1. So that would make it a 12.
Again, a 12 is going to do it for right now. You haven't done anything that has alerted them, so that number hasn't gone up in the past minute that you've been doing the thing. So go ahead and roll 2d6 to loot it.
I got a 6.
You got a 6 total. So inside of it is mostly covered in blood. You find 50 gold,
Cool.
as
Okay.
well as a random potion. Which, do I have a random potion table? I do.
Spin it to win it. We get a rare shield potion.
Yep. So the rare shield potion, if you drink it, you get 2d8 plus 5 shields immediately.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's pretty good.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
that's all that's in that chest currently.
Cool. Yeah, and then we're gonna sneak our little happy ass over here. And when I get about when I get about here, you guys can go ahead and just start booming.
So yeah, so you're as this is about to kick off, you've looted it and you move over about 3 squares from where the action's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So Penumbra, you have in your possession an explosive incendiary barrel. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna pick that sucker up and throw it. So it's gonna go over them.
So yes, you're going to throw it over the other barrel and directly into the campfire.
Yeah.
And as this happens, Dove, would you like to make your attack?
Absolutely. So I'm going to grab my burning boar and shoot it straight down the row in front of me through the barrel, the 2 bushwhackers, barrels, and I assume the one in the middle, the warrior, is just standing there.
Yes, that warrior
Who's the
is
other two?
technically asleep currently.
Oh,
Oh, you can hit him long ways. Nice.
It's leaned up on the barrel that the shy orc bushwhacker is sitting on.
Man.
great. So I'm good to just roll my burning boar then?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have plenty of space. Roll a 6 or a 14. Roll damage.
Ooh.
12 damage.
Okay, and you're firing through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Straight through the
So
middle of the barrels.
a lot of things are gonna happen at once here.
Okay.
In this line, there is the bushwhacker who has their barrel over their shoulder and is just kind of sitting down with it there. There in front of them, what you've shot through first was the other incendiary barrel, and that's going to explode. You're going to hit the barrel of this bushwhacker, and it's going to keep going, and it's going to hit the gnarly orc warrior that is behind them, sitting down, still sleeping. Really bad way to wake up. This is going to be for them. And it's their final target is the shy orc bushwhacker, and it's going to go into the barrel that is sitting under its butt.
That's a lot of damage.
Okay.
The last orc's got a bit of a Rocket Man situation going on.
Like, you ever seen those videos where dudes like will sit on airbags and then they'll
Yes.
just set them off?
Yeah.
It's gonna be that guy.
We're going to talk about how.
We're gonna deal with the shy orc bushwhacker last. We're gonna go kind of order of operations here.
That's okay
What-
because he's shy.
Yeah. So this first barrel that you shot through is going to explode, and that is going to deal 3d6 damage to this orc warrior to its left and the bushwhacker to its south. So they're both going to take 14 damage
Yeah.
from...
Fire.
The last one was sitting on it. Is that internal damage? It's now inside of him.
Well, we're not there yet. We're going in order. I'm just gonna go down and continue down. This explosion of this barrel, I don't know what they sort of synthesized the liquid from the big barrels into the smaller barrels that the bushwhackers are holding, but it's stronger stuff.
Oh.
And so that's going to deal. Well, it's gonna go boom,
Ooh.
and it's going to deal 17 damage to everything that's adjacent to it, which is again this earthly orc warrior. Just gonna, no, stop.
You're
Dead.
dead. Just deal with it.
So the earthly orc warrior done. Return to the earth.
He was sleeping, so he didn't even know. No, I don't know what he was doing.
You take 17 more damage. Okay. And that's fire damage, right? Are these guys
Yeah, that'd be
Yep,
fun.
that's
Yeah.
fire.
okay? So the manic orc bushwhacker who had the thing over his shoulders, it just blows him out like from the back of the head forward.
His head fell off. He's pretty
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
Ugh. Orc
And we're just
barbecue.
gonna keep going down in sort of a top to bottoms thing. So Penumbra, the barrel that you threw into the campfire, I will say because it's in the campfire and explodes in the campfire, it's going to do an extra d6 of damage. So everything around gets 4d6 worth of incendiary damage. So that is only 9. Wow, that is not
Big
a good
That's-
barrel
roll.
weaker, I guess.
Improbable.
But it is fire damage. So the pessimistic orc basher and the reckless orc basher both take 9 damage, as does the gnarly orc warrior, who also took the damage from that. So 14 plus 9, 23. Jesus, still alive.
Ooh,
How the damn.
really?
Not for long. He's got 2 more boomies to make.
Oh, and then you shot them for 12. Okay, never mind. They died.
Can I just be eating chips?
So as the bullet's going through, all of this stuff is happening simultaneously. The big explosion happens in the campfire, and they're like, oh, and then that same moment, they get a fiery bullet shot through them, and they expire. And the final thing that happens is the bullet hits the barrel where the shy orc bushwhacker was making a seat. And that one is going to deal 5d6 damage. Oh, sorry, that one's also going to go boom.
Directly to the
Oh.
bum hole.
So that one takes 25 fire damage directly to the anus and launches.
How high does he go up?
So high.
Yahoo!
Does he like split into pieces as he launches at least? Like, do we just see limbs go flying everywhere? His head goes flying. I mean, Duck's kind of hungry and looking for a snack.
Yeah, all of that. Limbs happen. You know when Andy from Toy Story would put like the firecrackers on
Sid.
on the toys?
That was Sid. Thank
was
you very
Sid.
much.
It was Sid, yeah.
Andy
Sid
was good
not
to his
Andy.
toys.
Sorry, Andy wasn't the
Yeah.
sadistic one.
Not that we're aware of.
This is what Disney wants you to not know.
Do you remember when Andy turned on the toys and it was really horrific?
He turned
Toy
15 and
Story
it got
5.
real dark.
It's just in the back of all of our minds. We just hear Torque go, fuck yeah.
So an explosion happens, limbs start to go everywhere. Directly next to Hermes lands just an arm, and then his invisible body is just splattered with the blood from said arm.
It's like a shadow. It's like the blood hits him on one side and then just it's like an outline of his body on the other side.
Oh wait, this orc basher also takes 25 incendiary, which is double to 50. So
Good night.
I'm gonna need a total on all this damage at the end, because this might be the single turn peak.
well, that's everything. That's all the explosions. Everything is exploded, and after that, only the pessimistic and reckless orc bashers are still standing. Standing's kind of a strong word. They got definitely knocked on their ass, but they're not dead yet. So let's roll initiative.
Yeah.
That's right, kids. We hadn't even rolled initiative yet.
Yeah, I got that error. I rolled a 17.
I got a 19.
I rolled a 16.
15.
Definitely rolled an 11.
And the orc bashers have a 7 for their initiative. So
Oh.
it looks like everyone gets to pile on.
I mean, it makes sense. They just got multiple explosions going off right beside them,
Yes, they got rocked real hard.
Not like there's much left.
like a hurricane.
So, Hermes, you just saw probably the coolest explosion of your life. Front row, the heat you just feel the heat. And it was bright, red, hot heat just across the front of you. And then in that instance also, you got splatted with a smattering of blood, and you look down and there's just an arm.
Like a splash zone at SeaWorld.
Yes. So what would you like to do?
The splash zone at SeaWorld. That was the image that really put it there for me. gonna pick up the hand and like applaud using the hand in my regular hand. And I'm just gonna keep doing that while I hold action.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold action until I don't know, 2 more people go, and then I'll go.
All right. So you see Bruno. You see the Hermes is just. Well, you don't
right.
see. You see a blood-covered shadow with a disembodied hand floating that's smacking into nothing, basically, but it's still making the clap sound.
This is the sound of one hand clapping.
You get the message that Hermes is not going to be doing anything in the current moment, so it's on you.
All right. So Bruno is going to run forward 4 spaces, shouting out "Sneak attack!" and then face locks the pessimistic orc.
So the pessimistic orc is the one that definitely had the least damage dealt to it from all of the explosion-y things that have just happened. They are scooped up into a purple bubble, and parts of campfire and stuff are swirling around in there with them. But they are held. Would you like to do anything else?
Nope, that'll be all for me.
All right. So next up, we have the Nomad.
You think I can grapple that reckless one?
I mean, that's kind of up to you. Do you think you can grapple him?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can grapple him. So I'm going to grapple the reckless orc. I'm just going to give him the most violent brain buster you've ever seen.
Ooh, what's a brain buster?
I got you. Hold on. I'll feed you, baby birds.
That implies vomit. That's gross.
I will let you know as you're running up there that the orc bashers, both of them, are larger than the other orcs by quite a significant margin. They have horns coming out the front in a much more aggressive way than Bruno has horns. Their horns are making a statement. Bruno's are more for fashion, right?
There's a bit of defense behind these.
Sure, yeah. So you're basically grappling with something about the same size as you for the first time.
All right.
So it's going to be a little bit harder than normal.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, he's blown up pretty good. Was there any reaction to that? Am I catching him by surprise? Was he looking the other way?
What's his motivation?
Yeah, he was definitely looking at the source of the damage. So he was looking over at the remains of the shy orc bushwhacker. And since those are everywhere, he was kind of just scanning the environment to see like what the fuck just happened. And regretting when OSHA came by and told them that they need to keep those barrels at a safe distance.
Yep.
And just
And
ignoring
OSHA
that.
violations.
So, yeah, I get up there and I hit him with a kidney shot with the metal hand and then turn him around. And if you check out the Discord, there's a nice fancy little gif of a guy being picked up and landing directly on his dome. That's the move I want to do.
All right, so I'm going to say it's
his
definitely an
horns.
interact check to get them up into that
With
position.
His horns, would he then get stuck headfirst in the ground?
We'll see how much
Like a
damage
goat
does.
in Spyro.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Oh, god damn. That's
Oh.
a pretty low roll.
So you will still get, let's just say, your punch in the gut, and the gut will still happen. So I will say that you still get to do a normal melee attack, but the damage will only be your melee die, no bonuses. Well,
Oh,
Oof.
That's a hit.
hit and crit.
Oh.
Ooh.
okay. So
It was. I rolled a 20, and then I had +1, so I did 21, which is double damage. It's a critical hit. And then the damage that was rolled came out to 32.
That's the most successful 2 that I've ever seen rolled in my life.
well, unfortunately, that's not necessarily how that went down, because it was just going to be just a normal, like, straight punch, and then you were going to lead into something else. But you went to go punch, and he was already kind of stumbling and turned around, and he tilted his head down as you go to throw the punch, and you punch square into the horns
Oh.
with the
Well,
metal
it's metal
arm.
hand, though. God damn it.
Yeah, metal hand.
This thing keeps getting fucked up.
And he kind of matches your force and with just sort of like a shove forward and actually pushes you back 1 square. But I'm going to say that he took whatever, this is supposed to be doubled, but I'm not going to double it. I'm just going to do the normal. So what is that? 17 damage?
16.
16?
Okay.
Yeah. So he's still going to take the 16 damage, but at no point were you probably ever going to pick this orc up and drop them on their head.
Well, if he's alive next to him, we're going to try again. Sooner or later. And that's my move.
So at that point, it's been 2 people. So can I go ahead and go?
Yep. You were waiting for the end of Nomad's turn, and Nomad's turn has ended.
Cool. So I'm gonna run up to that same one, and I'm gonna
Brainbuster.
smack him in the face. No, I'm gonna smack him with the arm that I picked up, and then I'm gonna try to poke him in the eyeballs. So
With the same
Nomad
arm.
gave him rock, and then I'm gonna give him paper scissors.
Like, Three Stooges style.
Oh, whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck you're going to do this, but yeah.
Why is there so much slapstick happening?
I don't know. I'm in a slapstick kind of mood.
So, yeah, this is also just going to be a melee attack, except for you're hitting him with someone else. So, yeah, just go ahead and roll your melee attack. We'll take it from there, see how this goes.
So a 9.
All right.
Says it's a hit.
You definitely get a slap.
it.
So go ahead and roll damage.
Does 3? 1d6 plus 1 is 3.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty par for the course for a slap. Now, I will say, what is this? What is the poke in the eye? I guess that's another melee attack. I guess you're just doing like a kind of a 1-2 with a melee, and I don't know how else to have you roll that. Make an interact check. Let's do an interact
Okay.
check. See how this goes.
Interact check. I got a 12. A lot of 12s today.
Yeah.
It was 17 previous game. Now
Yeah.
it's 12.
So I think this is fine. I think we'll just have you. What is your melee die?
It's 1d6.
So I'll go ahead and have you roll 1d. So just hit melee attack again, and then we'll just roll the damage off it, ignoring the whatever it was.
That was a 7. Eye gouges work. Just ask Conor McGregor.
So you slap him across the face with this orc hand, and then you go to jab him in the eyes with the fingers of it. And I don't know if this is something that you noticed when you were clapping with the hand or not, but the hygiene of the orc that blew up, whose hand you are holding, wasn't that great. So these are more like spikes on the end of these fingers, and you shove them directly into the eyes, which are now eye holes of this orc, and it dies real hard. It
That's
screams.
Guy
cool.
from the extreme case
It
of
had-
pink eye.
It had the worst, I think, 10 seconds of the last end of your life that you could possibly have.
Oof, that is rough. Well, I guess I win. Oh,
Can I high five him, but with like the other hand?
absolutely. I passed my turn.
right.
I can't top that.
So, next up is Penumbra. So you just got done throwing this barrel. It lands. All of the rest of this happens. And now what would you like to do?
What do you mean? What am I gonna do? There's nothing else to do.
There's one still left in there's one orc that's space locked, so he can't do anything, but we can do a lot to it.
It's kind of like a free move.
So there's a lot of dead
Yeah.
bodies, and then there's one orc just swirling in a purple orb that cannot move.
Is there loot for Penumbra?
It's probably all on fire.
I mean, it was all blown up.
Yeah, I will say if you want to grab loot, you would have to kind of run up and grab any of these bodies. I would say there would be loot, but it is on fire if you want to like pat it out.
No, I'm just gonna shoot him.
Okay.
He's just gonna be done.
Hell yeah.
Rolled a 13
It's a solid 2 hits.
and 14 damage.
So 14 damage to the pessimistic orc basher. That is. I can't do math. It is swirling around. You see that the bullets and the flames, that it's already on fire. It is now even more on fire. It is having a really bad time. And it's screaming. But still alive, currently. Would you like to do anything else?
Nah.
All right. So, Dove and Duck Norris, what would you like to do after all of this chaos you've unleashed?
All right. So we're going to go ahead and step out to the left too, just so we have straight on sight to the pessimistic orc basher. I'm going to go ahead and take my first turn as Dove and pull out that burning boar again and go ahead and shoot that at him.
Okay. before you roll, I will say, if
Oh wait, Hermes is behind him.
if you miss, it will hit Hermes. I'll just say that now before you roll, so it's not tacked
Just
on
roll.
after.
I'm invisible.
But only if you
so-
miss. That's also true.
So you have no idea where he's at?
Except there's
The
a
shape-
floating hand high-fiving
Just roll and
sort of
don't
covered
miss.
in gore.
The bloody shape. Yeah, just don't miss.
I believe in you.
Can I at least aim at his head since like Hermes is a little smaller, right? Like
Oh,
so
like Hermes?
maybe it'll just not Hermes's head. The pessimistic orc
Yes,
basher. Good lord.
he is sort of up in the air higher. So anything like
Okay.
mid body or up, I'll give you a -1 to the attack. So you just put that in the miscellaneous.
The -1.
Yeah, you're 3 or more ways, so you get a +3 anyway. So just give yourself a
Okay.
+2.
Okay, I rolled a 22.
It still
There
says
you
Duck
go.
Norris.
That's fine. She's
It's because
clicked on
I'm
Duck
clicked
Norris.
on. It's because I'm clicked on Duck Norris. He's
That's interesting.
on top of me.
Duck
But if I
Norris is
click on just-
aiming.
He's using his great sight. 7. Is that 14 damage?
Yeah. So a
Damn.
total of 14 more incendiary damage. Boy, this just cannot get away from the fire. Dun, 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 math. Dun, dun, dun. He has that much left, sure. And you successfully do not hit the invisible shadow that is Hermes. All the damage goes directly into the pessimistic orc basher, and you can see it has these like giant skull pauldrons on its shoulders, and it like went through one of those, through him, and out the other. So you technically did like 3 headshots, really, just but all in one creature.
Okay.
That's really cool.
But technically still alive for now, and it is
Doesn't-
their turn.
Doesn't Duck Norris get a?
I was just gonna ask, can I
Oh.
use Duck Norris?
Yes, 100%. Not their turn yet.
So he just has claws, but he's gonna go ahead and we're within the 4
Yep.
of his move ability. So he's gonna come down here and swipe at him, dealing 1d4 plus 1 damage. And he rolled a 3 plus 1, so a 4 damage.
Nice. I can change that so it adds in the +1. That's fine. So another 4 damage. You know, he's done. He's gone. He's dead.
Can he fall in the fire?
He had a horrible outlook on life and sort of knew this day would come, and it did. So the pessimistic orc basher is like, I always knew this would happen.
Quick, everybody loot something.
Falls headfirst into the fire, which is pretty much everywhere. You all have exactly 1 turn to try and to begin to loot the bodies.
All right.
So does this put us back to the top of the line?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah,
Then
so
I'm gonna
Hermes, you are technically the invisible, but also first.
loot the one that's right in front of me. The reckless orc basher who had his eyes gouged out. Hey Duck, I got you a little present here, buddy.
His eyeballs?
It's eyeballs on a stick.
Good. Duck was hungry.
So you got 30 health, or sorry, 30 gold and a common health potion.
Sweet.
You're probably real full up on potions. I don't normally make there be a limit, but you have a ton.
I have 3 right now.
Yeah, that's fine. You never know.
I can just hand somebody to somebody else. I'm all right with that. I'm a healer. I figure I'm kind of like a potion pack mule anyway.
I'm gonna run down to this one over here, that shy bushwhacker, one that's furthest away, just to give everyone else a.
Oh yeah, that
Oh
one.
wait, it's
that one
it's
doesn't have
technically
anything.
Bruno's. Oh, okay,
I say
fair.
he like went flying everywhere.
It was technically
He's
Bruno's
Like,
everywhere.
what do you
turn.
expect off of
Oh,
him?
that's just him all over.
Yeah, he's over there, and some of them's over there.
The arm was the loot.
But yeah, I think technically, if we're going in order, it's Bruno's turn, right?
All right.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and get the pessimistic one.
So you found 10 gold and a rare health potion when the bubble ends.
All right.
All right, yeah. If it's my turn next, then I run over to this little pile, and then this pile, and this pile, and I'm like, all right, there has to be a piece of something here, and there's nothing there, so I go up to this next one.
Okay.
I'm just like looking through like pieces of viscera, like, nope, no, nothing in that. What's this hit pack? I know
So
I get
you
somewhere.
find 10 gold and 2 grenades, which somehow in all of those explosions didn't explode.
I will take that because I had a crisp 0.
All right, Penumbra.
Yeah, I'm gonna come down to this one. Yes.
Oh, this one here.
The
Yep.
mana.
Yep. On the manic orc bushwhacker's very exploded corpse, you find a common shield potion and 2 more grenades. Again, not sure how they didn't explode.
Anyone else need grenades? Because I'm already full on grenades.
I have room for one more grenade.
I have a grenade.
Same.
You
Okay.
tossing grenades, people.
Yep.
Oh, was I supposed to give you the pin also?
Ha!
Return to sender. Insufficient postage.
All right, and then Dove, would you like to come down and loot the corpse that is next to Duck Norris?
Sure.
Party picking.
Duck's already took his eyes out though. He was hungry. He ate more eyes.
Oh, well, there's a pair of eyes that are on the end of that hand that Hermes has.
Oh yeah.
Those
That's
are
fine. He's just gonna eat them all.
those are great for those are clear for roasting. You could roast those.
There's good nutrition in the eyes.
So you find 10 gold and a rare shield potion.
Oh, thanks.
All right, so you have eviscerated the Blood Tree camp, and all that remains now is to venture further south and find the source of these roots, where you believe you will find, hopefully, enough blood fruit to open the dwarven door.
Here's hoping.
Well, that was a good session, guys. Thanks for joining us. If you guys, as always, get the chance, you can check us out on our socials at Bad Assets on Twitter as well. If you're listening to the podcast version of this, you can catch the video form of the show over on YouTube. So go check that out. And thanks for joining us, guys. Have a good one.
Arrivederci.